Now, for all of you who have very good and loud voice, do you think you'd be able to speak with vocal variety? Well, speaking with a soft tone all the time is monotonous. Speaking with a loud voice all the time is also monotonous. Okay? So try to find areas in your speech that you think you should lower down your voice. The same thing in practice. Next, hand gestures. Because you don't have a script or a cue card or something, then you are free to have hand gestures. Now, sometimes free hands could work against speakers who are not very experienced in public speaking. You know why? You don't know where to put your hands. Should you put your hands here? Should you put your hands here? Should you put your hands here? I've seen speakers do this, try to squeeze their hands. The most natural place to put your hands is let it down, here on the side. Right? And when you need to stress some point, just lift it up to do gestures. If you want to do gestures, make sure it's natural. When I was in my primary school, I've seen my teacher coach another student, another classmate of mine, with hand gestures. And this is how it was done. The moon is bright and the water is clear. Now, come to think of it now, it's more like a drama, all right? And that's a thing of the past, my time, not your time, okay? Make sure your gestures are natural. Next, stance. How do you stand on the stage? Both legs straight, feet down. I've seen speakers who stood as if they think they are fashion models. Like this. Like this. Like this. You see, from the audience you look very awkward. Make sure you stand straight with your feet down. If you do that, you'll be perceived as a speaker with confidence. You'll be perceived as a speaker with professional speaker, right? So, and also, you could also try to use the stage. I'm not sure whether you could be able to use your stage during the contest, but if you get to use the stage, have you ever seen speakers who pace randomly without purpose throughout their speech? Like that? You have, right? And it's very annoying. So how do you pace on the stage? Make sure you move with purpose. After you're done with a specific point, and you're about to start the next point, then you move to a new position to start the next point. Don't pace around randomly without a purpose. Right? So that's presentation. What's next after it's presented? Becomes the last element. It must be nutritious. Food in fast food restaurants, do you think they are nutritious? I'll be happy if they are healthy, not to mention nutritious, right? Upscale restaurants, most likely they are healthy, and probably they will be very nutritious because they use better ingredients. So how could you add nutrition or make your speech nutritious to the audience? Of course, it cannot be nutritious here, but it can be nutritious here. Okay? An ordinary speech, because of lack of preparation, a lot of times they don't have a purpose. They don't have a point. They just keep talking. Or they have a lot of different things in it, so it's confusing. For a contest quality speech, you must have a specific purpose why you are talking. You must have a specific take-home message for the audience. The audience must be able to learn something from your speech. And that's the reason why you are speaking. Without a lesson, your speech will sound like a piece of news or just a plain story. Right? Try to have a lesson in your speech. So, that concludes the 7 elements that you need to pay attention to when you are preparing for a speech. Can we summarize it again? Theme, a name, a catchy title for the speech, advanced preparation, spice it up, time it to perfection, good presentation, and make sure it's nutritious to the audience. Right? If you're able to add some of these elements in your speech, I'm sure you have a much better chance of entering into the semifinals or probably winning the contest. You have a much better chance of wowing your audience, and you'll probably have a much better chance of becoming a model speaker in the future, the real model speaker. Just in case you forget everything that I've mentioned this morning, there's one very simple method for you to recall it. Ask your parents to bring you to an upscale restaurant, and I'm sure everything will come back. Next, I would like to share with you a video of a contest speech. The contest took place in USA in 2003. The title of the speech is, "It's Never Too Late." That speech gave the title World Champion of Public Speaking in 2003 to the speaker. Yes. The speaker, being the World Champion of Public Speaking in 2003, is definitely a true model speaker for all of us. And he not only has warm personality, but he's also very cool and he's very hot because he's a sought-after speaker. It's my pleasure to present to you Jim Key, the World Champion of Public Speaking in 2003. And the speech title is, "It's Never Too Late." Jim Key.